So Brian Schottenheimer is the favorite to become the next Cowboys head coach, and by the time you're watching this video, he might already be. But still, there are some rumors about Jason Witten eventually taking the job from him, and we're gonna get into why. Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Mauricio Rodriguez here at A to Z Sports Dallas. We are talking Brian Schottenheimer, Jason Witten, Cowboys coaching search, and, well, where are we right now? Schottenheimer interviewed on Tuesday for the head coaching job, earned a second interview on Wednesday, and at the time of this recording, we are waiting on any other updates. Schottenheimer is expected to land the job for the simple reason that out of 4 candidates who have interviewed for the job, he's the only one to get that round number 2 with the Jones family. He emerged as a betting favorite on Monday, and there's been some growing buzz around his name over the last few days, and it looks like he is gonna land that job. Now, what I want to talk about, though, is the fact that there's some noise and some buzz going on around Jason Witten's name, has been for a while. And there's like this idea that Jason Witten is eventually, maybe in 3 years, maybe in 4 years, gonna wind up as the next Cowboys head coach, which I find pretty disrespectful to Schottenheimer, honestly, because the guy hasn't even held a staff meeting. He hasn't even coached a game. He hasn't even landed the job. And people are talking about who is going to eventually replace him. That's straight up disrespectful to him. And yet, I cannot blame anyone for bringing that up because I believe this is how the Cowboys set the table. And there are 4 reasons to believe that this is how the Cowboys set it up. Number one, you got to go back to November when Jerry Jones was talking about Jason Witten and describing him as a fine coach that could make it in the NFL. Jerry Jones back then even compared him to the Lions' Dan Campbell, who has been unbelievably successful with Detroit. Now, number two, when the Cowboys parted ways with Mike McCarthy, they wanted him on a short-term deal based on the fact that the sides didn't even agree on contract length, which suggests the Cowboys wanted a shorter deal. Mike McCarthy, of course, wanted job security, so he wanted the standard, probably like a 4 to 5 year deal, which is what you get around the NFL. Now, keep in mind that part, right? McCarthy was wanted back on a short-term deal. This ties directly to reason number 3, because as part of the plan to keep McCarthy around, the Cowboys reportedly wanted Jason Witten as a potential, and I quote James Slater here, heir apparent of sorts. So seems like Jerry Jones wanted Witten on whatever role on the coaching staff, so in the future, he could replace Mike McCarthy, who again, in this case, was signed on a short-term deal. This leads to the number 4 reason why I believe the Cowboys have set up things to the point where we have to speculate and assume that they want Jason Witten to end up as head coach long term. Schottenheimer's staff right now is expected to include Witten on it. Think about this for a second. Schottenheimer was interviewed on Tuesday, interviewed again on Wednesday, and he's already expected to have Jason Witten on the staff. That is the front office's call. That's not the coach's call, right? Kind of seems like doesn't matter who the head coach pick was, Jason Witten was always going to be on this staff. That just leaves the door open for wild speculation here. Now, what does Witten being on the staff have to do with him eventually becoming head coach? Let's get straight into that. But before that, let's talk about our friends over at Texas Card House, where the thrill of the game meets the excitement of the community. Check them out in any of their 6 Texas locations, including the Las Colinas and Dallas venues, where if you mention A to Z Sports, you will get 1 free month of membership and 2 free hours to play poker. And here, trust me, you'll get the perfect blend of luxury, sophistication, and camaraderie for any poker aficionado, whether you're just starting out or you are a seasoned veteran. Shout out to Texas Card House for supporting the show. The reason why having Jason Witten on the staff is important to eventually turn him into head coach is that he doesn't have coaching experience in the NFL. That's the biggest knock on Witten. That's the biggest flaw. People believe he's got what it takes as far as charisma goes, as far as leadership goes, and controlling an NFL locker room goes, but he has no experience. This would be a perfect way to eliminate that concern from fans' minds, from the media's mind, and it would work. Long term, the Cowboys believe this is how things should go. Jason Witten, we get him some experience, eventually we turn him into a head coach. It's crazy that we're even talking about this so early and so far removed from when this would happen. And personally, I think the Cowboys would be better off just making Jason Witten head coach right now if this is the path they want to take. But this is just a bad situation. People are talking about Witten on the staff already. People are talking about Schottenheimer being the bridge between now and Jason Witten becoming head coach. And even James later joked about it on Twitter. Witten's name might be on the press release when they announced Schottenheimer as head coach. Again, Schottenheimer still not hired to be the Cowboys head coach, but it seems like things are going in that direction based on multiple reports. For now, we're waiting, and we're waiting here at ADC Sports Dallas. We'll keep you updated